that clay mixed with what is it? The clay. Let me see here. Let's get it. These are the clay mixed with iron. Yeah, the clay mixed with iron right here at the bottom. All right, that's that depth, man. The money system is horrible. Okay, the money system is horrible in America, man. It's clay mixed with iron. Okay, it's all depth, but at the same time, it got riches, but at the same time, it doesn't have shit. You know, the iron's basically credit.
Right.
You know? That's all it is, man. That depth is the clay. That the Federal Reserve notes.
You know, and everybody think it's hunky-dory and good time because the stock market's doing good. You know, there's always a rise before a fall, especially when you're dealing with the stock market. Every time it was a crash, there was a peak. We had a peak right now, and everything's gonna come tumbling down.
Yeah, there's no way that America can bounce back from a $17 trillion debt with the budget they have. Their budget, just like I said, you can't cut military. They're not going to be able to cut the military because if they pull the military out of all these places, then these countries definitely going to be able to do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then once you cut the Social Security and things like that, the people are going to start uprising.
Yeah.
So you basically have no choice but to keep increasing the debt. I don't care how good that stock market does. America's $17 trillion in debt, and the stock market ain't gonna change that. You know, it could be at its peak, but the budget they're using it ain't gonna do nothing but keep rising.
And it's not like they got plans on making monthly payments toward the $17 trillion debt. You know what I'm saying? They got plans on increasing the debt. That's why they have what's called the debt ceiling clock and the debt ceiling, and then they have a vote every time it gets close to, you know what I'm saying, default. What they do, they just push it back. They just kick the can down the road. They have no plans on paying any of it. They just, well, they let us go to 17 trillion. Let's go to 18 trillion.
They on life support. You know, they're dead. They're dead, but they're just like, you know, you want us to pull a plug on you? Nah, just give me one more day to think about it. You want us to pull the plug next day? Nah, just give me about a week. You're gonna die. It's just,
nothing you can do.
You can't live without this. You can't get out this bed. It defeats the purpose of living. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna come a point in time where you're gonna run out of funds. You know, and they have to pull the plug. Okay, that's what's gonna happen to America.
Which I believe is gonna be one main reason why they're gonna implement this chip is because of the debt.
Yeah, that's what they always do, because when the debt was increasing back in the day, when the money was backed by gold, they created a new money system. All right, it went from this is a gold receipt with your money, when they say the gold receipt, to a Federal Reserve note. It created a crash. A crash happened, protests, Occupy Wall Street type of thing, and then they say, okay, we got this new money system. Okay, it basically everything's wiped away. We got this new money system. Everything's better. Then now you got credit cards. Everything's better. You're getting money from nowhere. All right. What you think? What you think the next thing is? It's gonna be the chip. Okay. It's gonna come from the money. Come from nowhere. We got this money. Well, ain't nothing but numbers and digits that they're putting in there because it's IOUs. It's not real. These things have no real value to them. These things we buy has value, but it's really trading. You know what I'm saying? You just basically giving people time. Because all these things that is this money, the paper money and the debit cards, ain't nothing but IOUs, man. You're not giving nobody no gold. You're not giving nobody no card for a house. Something of value. You're just giving them paper, man. Okay?
And I'm glad you said that because you say working with American Express, I've learned a lot about like finances and stuff like that. Way back in the day when I believe it was in like the late 1800s, the founder of American Express, he went over to Europe and he wanted to be able to change his money at an accurate rate. So what he said was, we need to create a one world currency. This was way back in the 1800s with American Express. He said, well, we need to create a one world currency so that if I go from country to country, I can change my money at an equal and opportune rate. Then that's when they came out with traveler's checks. And then that's how, then eventually, through the years, it worked up to a credit card. And that's how you get the first credit card. And that's how you get the credit system. And then, like the brother said, the debt and all that other stuff that goes along with it. It was all made to create a currency that you can use anywhere across the globe, which is basically going to turn into the chip.
Yep, it's just inching toward the chip. You know, and there's no huddle. Any opportunity they see to do it, they capitalize on it. You know, any opportunity. And America's inching toward the opportunity right now. They're talking about, here it is, they're talking about, like you said, the stock market is at its all-time high. Basically, America's doing good financially. Then why is Detroit going plotting on filing for bankruptcy? You know, so how is that possible? You know, that don't make sense. How you got a state plotting on filing for bankruptcy, but the stock market is booming? You know.
You got those shanty towns in like Sacramento and shit like that, where people literally like living outside in tents, like a tent city. Like this is Haiti in America, but America, you know what I'm saying, is such beautiful, and we're living in such riches. Man, fuck this place. It's going down.
And what that Hamite said, oh, you can. Like he basically saying if you work hard and get to the top, then you can make a difference as a black man, right? But they ain't gonna take Jake out the ghettos, okay? Because this system is set in stone on how it's gonna operate and what people's gonna be. The poor is gonna be where they at, and the rich gonna be where they at. I don't care how many people get rich, it's still gonna be poor people, okay?
Everybody can't make it.
Yeah, everybody can't make it. It ain't never been like that.
That's why it's crabs in the bucket, the crabs in the barrel.
Yep.
You know, one might get out, but you know what I'm saying, there's 20 crabs in there, the next one try to get out, that crab gonna bring it right back in.
The scriptures say that we run a race, we run with all, but one receiving the prize. You know?
It's Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 7. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them.
That's right, you're going to be spoiled. You're going to be spoiled to the nations. You're going to be, well, mainly the nation of Israel. All the other nations are going to be spoiled to us.
It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. You know, pretty much what you just said.
God, you know what I'm saying? You gonna pay for what you've done, basically. There's consequences and repercussions. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And that reaction is going to be a swift kick and a foot up your ass. It's changed.
Swift, very swift. You know, smitten. It's a swift punch. A swift direct blow.
Firm blow.
Yeah, a swift, firm blow. You know?
It says, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city and all that dwell therein.
Can you read that one more time?
Okay. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and all and of all that dwell therein.
That's for all the abominations that America has committed. All the vain acts, all the bullshit that's gone on since the so-called creation of this country. All the abominable works, everything that you've done to the Native Americans, everything that you've done to the Latinos, to the Negroes. Man, you gonna pay, man. There's nothing that I can say that can sum up the amount of bullshit you've done to us. There's no word in the English language or in any language that I know of that could really justify the amount of wickedness that you've done to us.
says, woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
And that's what the so-called white man did with these buildings around here. He set his nest on high. By going out to the outer space, he set his nest on high.
Skyscrapers.
You know, and Obadiah, you know what I'm saying, tells it perfect.
It says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul.
That's right. He's a perpetual sinner, Esau. He don't have no care about the true meaning of the scriptures. Because if he did, he wouldn't do all the things that he does.
For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity.
If that's not America, man, I don't know what it is. Read that one more time.
It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Now, how do you build a town with blood? You build a town with blood by slaughtering the people. What happened in this land? Who are the inhabitants of America before the so-called white man came over here? The Latinos and the Native Americans. And what happened? The so-called white man came in here and he slaughtered everybody. And that's how he built this town with blood.
And establisheth a city by iniquity.
By iniquity. What's the iniquity? Slavery. That's iniquity. Work all fucking day, don't get shit, eat the scraps of the pig, and then go to sleep, get your ass beat, and go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again.
You're basically working to keep living, to continue living. Because if you don't work, you especially in America, you're not gonna live. You're not gonna eat. You're not gonna have lights. You're not gonna be able to clothe yourself. Okay. Whereas if you had a job, so basically, if you work for, you could be working for Burger King. You're basically saying, getting a voucher. They might as well give you a damn voucher. You know, based off your hours, give you a voucher for how long your lights stay on and how much food you get. You know, because that's all they're giving. Their money ain't nothing but a voucher for shit you getting. Just give you more ability to spend your money where you want it. To use your voucher when you want it. The fucking Federal Reserve notes or money or dollar bills or $100 bills ain't nothing but universal vouchers. Okay? That's all it is, man. Like you get a voucher for somebody from Hy-Vee, and you only gotta spend that money at Hy-Vee.
Right.
The dollar is a universal voucher. You can take that dollar, that voucher, and go anywhere with it. You know, based off the work you put in. You know? America ain't shit, but real money is if you work for Burger King, say you work for them for 5 years or 7 years, and they say, well, I'm gonna give you the Burger King down the street with the land.
Franchise.
I'm gonna give you a piece of the franchise. You think you gotta work after that? You think you gotta break your back after that? You think you have to worry about your lights being on after that? You know what I'm saying? Your money increases. Okay, and if you continue to work for them, you're just making money on top of money now. Real money is gold, land, and cattle, man. Okay? Because gold, the reason why gold is real money, because it's valuable. Okay? It's a real precious metal. It's
a natural resource.
It's a natural resource, but the gold it could bend. Okay? And no matter what, it doesn't lose its value. Yeah, you could burn it, melt it down, and get it back. You know what I'm saying? Whereas wood, if you burn wood, it decreases in its value. You burn gold, it's gonna shape into a different shape, but it's still gonna be that same amount of gold.
It's gonna weigh the exact same amount.
Exact same amount. It's still gonna look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You can do so much with it. You can